Welcome to Nature and Health, your channel that is committed to bringing you effective information on health and wellness care. Today we will discuss a special topic that interests you: increase male libido. How to increase male libido quickly and healthy. Do you have problems with erectile dysfunction? Is your partner not satisfied with your performance in the bedroom? Discover in this video how to increase male libido quickly and healthy, and that will reinforce your performance in the bedroom. It is important to keep in mind these tips that we are going to present, and to be constant to improve your libido and feel the pleasure of enjoying a love relationship. Your self-esteem depends a lot on the topic that we present today: how to increase male libido the natural way. Please, to like the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive more information. It is the remuneration that you give us as an incentive to value our interest, effort and time in order to offer better and better information on health and wellness issues. Thanks and blessings. Now I am going to show you how to increase male libido. In both men and women, sexual desire is variable depending on the person and factors of all kinds, from stress to changes in environmental circumstances. What is libido? Libido is sexual desire. In medicine, the level of libido is controlled because a lower libido than usual in the individual may be a symptom of some type of physical or mental disorder. Since the male and female libido are not perceived in the same way socially, since we are used to the fact that men openly express their libido, while in women sexual arousal is very often in the private sphere. How the decreased libido manifests itself. When libido drops, men cease to have an interest in sex. Physical reactions to the presence of the previously desired object become more subdued and sexual fantasies disappear or are reduced. Causes of decreased male libido. Although the reduction of libido can be caused simply by some type of trauma and come from childhood or start at an early age, it can also occur in adulthood, after a time of normal sexual performance, and can be due to different causes. Psychological factors. One of the issues that most affect libido is mental illness, especially those that include depression and/or anxiety. Under these conditions, a drop in mood occurs such that the body does not normally react to stimuli. Also, certain childhood trauma or a history of sexual repression, or having been sexually abused, may contribute to sexuality being seen as something to avoid. Hormonal factors. Since libido depends, on a physical level, on a correct secretion of testosterone, low testosterone leads to low libido. Physical factors. Sometimes, suffering from some type of disease or having some type of deformity or dysfunction, sexual or not, can make sexual desire disappear or decrease. Pharmacological factors. Finally, it must be understood that taking certain drugs can inhibit sexual desire or cause other types of sexual dysfunction. These effects are common with treatments for depression, for example. How to increase libido. There are several ways to increase libido, some based on popular wisdom and others that respond to medical prescriptions. Choosing one or the other depends only on the severity of the problem. If it is a punctual or slight drop in libido, due to some rebound in stress, or excessive tiredness, for example, it is likely that an improvement in food or the use of certain natural remedies is enough. While if it is something continued, you probably require medical treatment. Foods that increase libido. There are a number of foods that are considered aphrodisiacs, that is, they have components that are capable of activating blood flow. In any case, these are the most useful foods. Watermelon. Thanks to the citrulline contained in its rind, it achieves relaxation of the blood vessels in a similar way as vasodilators such as Cialis or Viagra do. Ginseng, whose intake supposes an improvement in the capacity of erection. Nuts, although its effect is more on sexual performance than on desire. Avocado, containing enough vitamin E to directly affect sexual appetite. Maca, when the drop in libido is due to a drop in mood, maca can help. Saffron, which improves sexual appetite. Oysters, whose high zinc content can improve sexual performance, and whose appearance similar to that of a vagina can stimulate the imagination. Algae, especially kombu, they remineralize the organism, increase vigor and sexual appetite. Natural medicine. Cinnamon with honey. A teaspoon of this remedy every morning will stimulate your vitality and, with its calorific and stimulating properties, will improve your sexual appetite. Sunbathes, which provide the body with vitamin E. Medical solutions for male libido. The solutions that come from medicine are of two types. Psychological therapy, both if the origin of the decrease in libido is psychic or if it is something physical. Psychological therapy is usually necessary, since the loss of libido and the decrease in sexual desire are usually associated or, according to what cases, cause a decrease in self-esteem. Pharmacology. Pharmacological treatments can be based on sexual stimulation, for which vasodilators that act directly on the genital area, or hormonal therapy to increase testosterone are used. But it is also often necessary to tackle other problems, from depression to hypertension. That poses a problem, since drug interactions with opposite effects come into play. Also, unlike psychological therapy, drug therapy has physical risks. You are an amazing person. Wow! You came to the very end of this video. Can you do us a favor and subscribe and activate the bell at the very least? It would be very appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. Also, if it's possible, like, share and comment. Below this video, in the description, I leave you important information that can also help you for the topic we have discussed today. How to increase male libido. Thanks very much.